Hello, class. Welcome to our final week together. You have survived. You've made it to week 4 of our class. Believe it or not, this is our last week. It's gone by incredibly fast. I'm sure for you too. It's been a very fast-paced course. But for the final week, I wanted to do a quick video and kind of give you tips of how to close this class and what to expect. Here again, I'll go to our announcements, which you'll get to see the video in. We are in the final week of the course. This week you'll be reading chapters 14. Yes, we did that in week 3, but kind of review it again. And 17 and 18. There's also lecture videos in the class. Hopefully you're able to watch those. Those help with understanding the material a little bit better. And then you'll have 2 discussions this week, which you're probably familiar with. And one is on persuasion and kind of talking about the persuasive tactics we're learning about, how to use those within your speeches, things like that. And then the second discussion is something I recommend waiting till the end of class to do, like your last final thing, because the second discussion is a celebratory speech. Now for this, it's all about celebrating the end of the class. I have had students in the past like lift a glass and say toast to the class being over. This is supposed to be fun, lighthearted. You can add humor and be relaxed. It's the end where you're just kind of celebrating the class being over. You'll talk about 5 key terms, which just means anything we've learned in class. You can talk about, hey, I learned about Blackboard. I learned about eye contact with a webcam. How weird is that? And you can just kind of talk about the end of class, which is fun, which is why my tip is to use that toward the end. Definitely record it the last day. That way when you're done, it's just like, whew, you can relax and celebrate yourself. Then you also have assignment number 2. This is your persuasive speech with visual aids. Visual aids are required for this speech. Now I recommend using what I have right here is Screencast-O-Matic. It works really great with having a PowerPoint in the background, and then you can go through the slides as you do it. I use the computer screen background because that uses just what's seen there. That way you can see the announcements and things like that. You could also just have a video on there if you want to show a video as your introduction or something like that. It will play the video and show the sound as well. That's a pretty fun way to do it. This is just one option. You can also just record your speeches and have, a prop of some kind. If you're talking about cell phones, you could hold up a real cell phone. And any kind of visual that you think will help the speech itself. After that, you have your final exam, finally covering everything we've learned in class. On that final, you're probably going to see a few questions that are familiar from the midterm in week 2. Some of those questions will be, something we've already learned about. And then, of course, the final thing to do is a course survey talking about how this class went, what you liked, what you didn't like, what should be changed or kept, that kind of thing. Now, that's all you have to do. I know that sounds, that's all is kind of funny. It's a lot to cover, but I have faith you can do this. You've made it this far. You're almost there. And definitely do that tip of the celebratory speech last. That way you can celebrate the class being over. I've had fun with this fast-paced class, and I hope you have too. And congratulations, you've made it to the end of public speaking. Glad to have you all in class.